Sam Williams isn't just talking this offseason, he's sending a message. And if you're a real Cowboys fan, you probably felt that same jolt of excitement when you saw his latest post on social media. Just 2 words: comeback season. That's it. That's all it took to get Cowboys Nation buzzing. But it wasn't just a catchy phrase, it was a statement, a declaration. One that shows Sam knows the expectations are sky high, and he's embracing it. Now let's be real here. Sam Williams has always had the physical tools. There's no denying that. He's got the burst, the strength, and the athleticism to be a problem for any offensive line. But up to this point, consistency has been his biggest challenge. We've seen flashes, those moments where he looks like he could take over a game. But flashes aren't enough anymore. Not in year 3, not with this much talent around him. And clearly, Sam knows that too. Last season, his role was limited. Some off-field distractions didn't help, and the rotation at edge rusher meant he never quite got into a rhythm. But with guys like Dorrance Armstrong now gone, the path is wide open. This is his shot. And that comeback season post? That wasn't just for the fans. That was for himself. That was Sam planting a flag and saying, "I'm about to show you what I'm really capable of." And honestly, that could change everything for this Cowboys defense. Think about it. If Sam Williams becomes even a solid, reliable threat off the edge opposite Micah Parsons, this entire unit becomes terrifying. He doesn't need to be a Pro Bowler overnight. Just give us 6 to 8 sacks, apply pressure, win those one-on-one matchups, and finish plays. That's all. If he does that, he could be one of the most underrated X factors of the entire season. So let me ask you this. Do you believe him? Do you believe it's really comeback season for Sam Williams? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Is this the year he finally breaks out and proves all the hype wasn't for nothing? And, hey, let's get a quick poll going. Yes or no, will Sam Williams get 7 or more sacks in 2025? Make your pick right now. I'll be checking out those votes. And while you're here, if you're feeling fired up like I am, make sure you hit that like button. It helps push this video to more Cowboys fans like you. And don't forget to subscribe to Cowboys News TV. We're on the road to 15,000 subscribers, and with your help, we'll get there. Tap that bell too so you never miss a single update during what could be a huge year. Now stick with me because up next, we're diving into something that has Cowboys fans and analysts scratching their heads. The predicted win total for Dallas in 2025 just dropped. And let's just say, it might surprise you. So let's talk about the Cowboys' projected win total for this season. Because if you've seen the number floating around from the odds makers and analysts, you might have done a double take, just like I did. 10.5 wins. That's the line. 10 and a half. Now, for some teams, that might sound like a decent number. But for a team like Dallas, coming off a 12-5 season and still loaded with talent, it almost feels like a step back, doesn't it? Here's the thing. Vegas doesn't make these numbers for fun. They do it based on data, trends, roster strength, coaching decisions, and yes, public perception. So when they set the Cowboys at 10.5 wins, it tells us something very specific. They believe this team is good, but not elite. Capable, but maybe not consistent. And let's be honest, that sounds a lot like what we've seen in recent years, right? But this year, there's a twist. Because despite all the noise about Dak Prescott's contract, CeeDee Lamb's situation, and the questions around Mike McCarthy's play calling, the core of this team is still rock solid. You've got an MVP caliber quarterback, you've got arguably the best wide receiver in the league, you've got Micah Parsons, who can wreck any offensive game plan, and a defense with serious potential to lead the league in takeaways once again. So why are the experts acting like this team might take a step back? Could it be the playoff ghosts still haunting this team? The way that postseason ended last year left a sour taste, and maybe that's what's keeping people skeptical. But regular season-wise, this team has shown time and time again that it can dominate. So 10.5 wins feels like a challenge, feels like a dare. And if I know anything about this locker room, especially guys like Dak, Micah, and CeeDee. They're not going to take that lightly. So now I'm throwing it to you. How many wins do you see the Cowboys getting this year? Go ahead and drop your prediction down in the comments. I want a number, no hedging. You think it's 11? Say it. You think we're going 13-4 again? Let's hear it. And while we're at it, let's do a quick poll. Will the Cowboys win more than 10 games this season? Yes or no? Simple as that. And hey, if you're riding with this team, no matter what, if you believe we're getting disrespected again, then you know what to do. Smash that like button and subscribe to Cowboys News TV. We're building this thing with real fans, and your support gets us closer to our goal of 15,000 subscribers. Hit that bell too so you never miss a moment. Because coming up, we need to have a real conversation about CeeDee Lamb. His contract situation, it's getting tense. And the longer it drags on, the more pressure it puts on this franchise to act, and act fast. We need to talk about CeeDee Lamb, because right now, he's not just the heart of this Cowboys offense, he's the pulse of the entire franchise. And with training camp creeping up fast, the pressure to get his contract done is hitting a whole new level. I mean, let's call it what it is. CeeDee deserves to be paid. Period. He's coming off a historic season, leading the NFL in receptions, setting franchise records, and making defenders look absolutely lost week after week. He's not just good, he's elite. But here's the problem. The deal isn't done. And every day that passes without that extension locked in adds more tension. Not just for CeeDee, but for the whole locker room. Because if your WR1 isn't locked in long-term, it sends a message. It creates uncertainty. And in a season where everything already feels like it's riding on a knife's edge, Dak's contract, McCarthy's future, the defensive identity, it's just another layer of noise. Now let's break it down. CeeDee's in the final year of his rookie deal. He's already said he wants to be a Cowboy for life. But with guys like Justin Jefferson setting the market sky high, it's not going to come cheap. We're talking $30 million plus per year territory. And yeah, that's a huge number, but that's what top 5 wide receivers command in today's NFL. You can't lowball your superstar and expect things to go smoothly, especially not when he's shown up, produced, and carried this offense on his back. So what's the holdup? Is it about cap space? Is Jerry Jones waiting to see how things play out with Dak first? Or is it just classic Cowboys front office slow play? Whatever it is, it's a gamble. Because the longer you wait, the more expensive it could get. Imagine if CeeDee puts up even bigger numbers this season. That price tag isn't going down. It's only going to rise. And look, we've seen how this movie ends before. Letting a contract drag into the regular season rarely helps anyone. It becomes a distraction. It dominates every press conference. And worst case scenario, it affects the chemistry between player and team. You do not want your number 1 receiver walking into week 1 thinking, why haven't they taken care of me yet? So now I'm turning it over to you. What would you do if you were Jerry Jones? Would you back up the truck and give CeeDee the deal he's earned? Or would you wait it out and risk losing the trust of your star wideout? Drop your take in the comments, and if you've got $1, figure in mind, I want to hear that too. What's a fair number for a guy like Lamb? And let's put it to a vote, yes or no. Will Jerry Jones get this contract signed before week 1? You know where the poll is. Make your voice heard. And look, if you think CeeDee is the key to a Super Bowl run, and let's be honest, he is, then hit that like button right now. Show your support. And don't forget to subscribe to Cowboys News TV. We're closing in on 15,000 strong, and this community is only getting louder, bolder, and more fired up. Coming up next, we've got another player to talk about. One who's been quiet lately but might still have something to prove, Deuce Vaughn. His future with the team is uncertain, and with some major names added to the backfield, the question is, does Deuce still have a role here? Now let's talk about Deuce Vaughn, because honestly, his situation right now is one of the most intriguing on the entire roster. Remember all the hype from last year? The preseason buzz, the Highlight reel cuts, the fact that he was this undersized, underdog story that fans just rallied behind. Deuce was electric. He gave us flashes of something special. But fast forward to now, and the picture looks very different. Last season didn't go the way anyone hoped for Deuce. He struggled to find a consistent role in the offense, and when the games started to count, his touches started to fade. It's not that the talent isn't there. We've seen what he can do in open space, but in an NFL backfield where size, pass protection, and reliability are everything, he hasn't quite proven that he can be that every down option. And now, the competition around him just got a whole lot tougher. The Cowboys brought back Ezekiel Elliott. They added Dalvin Cook to the practice squad. Those are two veteran names who've been there, done that, and know exactly what it takes to handle the grind of an NFL season. And suddenly, Deuce isn't just fighting for touches. He's fighting to stay on the roster. That's the harsh reality of the league. You can go from preseason darling to roster bubble real fast, but don't count him out. That's the one thing we've learned about Deuce Vaughn. He's used to being overlooked. Used to being told he's too small, not durable enough, not built for the pros. And every time he finds a way to push back. What he needs now is a clear role. Maybe he's not your traditional RB2, but as a gadget guy, as a change of pace option, someone who can create mismatches. Out of the backfield or in motion, there's still a chance for him to carve out a niche. It's going to come down to training camp. Every rep, every preseason snap. If Deuce can flash again, if he can show the coaches that he's evolved, that he's more than a gimmick, he might just force their hand. But if he doesn't, the depth chart is crowded, and this front office is clearly leaning into veterans for stability. So what about you? Do you still believe in Deuce Vaughn? Do you think there's a role for him on this team in 2025? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Is he worth keeping around, or has the window already closed? And let's throw out a quick vote. Yes or no? Will Deuce Vaughn make the final 53-man roster this year? And look, if you're still pulling for Deuce, if you want to see that comeback story unfold, go ahead and like this video right now. Let's show him the fan base still believes. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Join us here on Cowboys News TV. We're pushing hard to hit 15,000 subscribers, and you being part of it makes all the difference. Up next, we're going to bring it all together. After everything we've covered, Sam Williams, CeeDee Lamb, win totals, and Deuce Vaughn, what does this all really say about the state of the Cowboys heading into 2025? Let's take a step back and check the pulse of the fan base. So after everything we've walked through, Sam Williams gearing up for a comeback, the odds makers throwing shade with that 10.5 win total, CeeDee Lamb still waiting on a contract, and Deuce Vaughn fighting for his NFL life, where does that leave us, the fans? What's the overall vibe heading into 2025? Is it cautious optimism or just plain old frustration? Because let's face it, being a Cowboys fan is emotional. It's intense. It's highs that feel like Super Bowl dreams and lows that feel like the sky's falling. But this year feels different, not just because of the talent. We've had talent before. It's the stakes. Everything feels like it's sitting on a thin line. One big breakout or one key injury could tip the whole thing either way. And that's where the tension lives right now. You've got a team that's right on the edge of greatness, but still hasn't made that final leap. You've got a quarterback playing without a long-term deal, a superstar wide receiver waiting to be paid, a defense filled with dogs but still looking for that killer instinct when it matters most, and a coaching staff that knows if things go sideways, changes will come fast. But here's what hasn't changed. The fan base. You. The diehards who stick around through every offseason headline, every training camp rumor, every gut punch playoff exit. You know what this team is capable of. You've seen it. And even when the rest of the league wants to write Dallas off, you're still here, still locked in, still repping the star with pride. So let's close it out like this. If the season started today, how would you feel? Confident? Nervous? Fired up? Go ahead and drop a single word in the comments. One word to describe your mindset as we head into training camp. I want to see where Cowboys Nation is really at. And here's one more poll to wrap things up. Will the Cowboys go further in the playoffs this year than they did last season? Yes or no? Hit your vote, and then let's see where the confidence really stands. And look, if you've been with us this far in the video, first of all, salute. You're the reason we do this. Cowboys news. TV is built by fans for fans, and if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the time. Help us reach our goal of 15,000 subscribers. It's one click for you, but it makes a huge difference for us. Smash that like button too if you enjoyed today's breakdown, and drop this video in your Cowboys group chats, share it with a friend, do your part to keep the conversation going. The 2025 season is coming fast, the pressure is on, the storylines are heating up, and we're going to be right here with you. Every step of the way, let's ride!